What up, everybody? This is Random Vaughn, and you are watching Chronicast number?
I think this is 44.
Okay, 43, 44, 45.
Somewhere
like
in that. We're in the mid-40s.
Yeah, check the info. It is number 43. We just got a good old Easton giving us the 411 on that. So, guys, you are watching the Chronicast, where we smoke weed and review it and see if it's good enough to bring into our shop. I have the absolute pleasure of having your guys' favorite bud tender with me today, Jeff, the wonderful, or Jeffy, the wonderful bud tender.
Jeffy, the bud tender.
So you Jeff. Go, yeah, Jeff, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll respond to almost anything.
So, Jeff, who are we smoking on today?
Well, today we have the pleasure of smoking Falcana. We have two lovely strains by them. We have a Diesel Thai and we have a Jack Herrera. They both test over 28%. The Jack Herrera is at 33 and the Diesel Thai is at a 28.7.
Ooh.
So very high testing numbers, which we get asked for a lot in the shop. So that'll be very exciting.
I will say, guys who are watching, we are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope. Instagram is just being a little
They
bitch.
just don't like us
It's
anymore.
being the fourth little guy, just and so one, we do have an account, but it's just not even wanting to go live today. So I don't know what's going on with their servers or what the issue is, but we are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope.
Yep.
And so if you guys have questions, thoughts, comments, please chime those in. We try and answer as many of them while we are live as humanly possible. And then if you're watching this after it's live, we still respond there right on the forum. So don't hesitate to ask questions. We always try and get back to you. But
and always smoke along with us.
yeah, that is the fun part of the show, is to smoke along. So, guys, with that, let's jump into reviewing this bag, logo, everything about the company. Start telling me about it.
Well, so it's in a Mylar bag. It's see-through, so it does have a little sticker in there to kind of break it up so it's not completely see-through. The sticker I see in this one is a Jack Herrera. It's a guy, kind of mountain-type dude with a mullet, and he is walking towards what looks like a big, gorgeous castle. So kind of cool. I would think, like, there's a map and everything. I should probably smoke this weed if I want to go on an adventure or something. I think that's what they're trying to tell me. Kind of like, this is what you should do, maybe. But then I
love the mullet reference. I also, the sky is a map.
Yeah, I noticed that when I literally said it. I didn't
like,
realize it was a map until I looked up a little bit, because the guy with the mullet drew me in so quick.
Yeah, so I'm just being honest. The guy, this is no joke, this guy is a depiction of Jack Herrera. That's what he looked like. He has a beard and a mullet.
Oh.
And so I don't know a whole bunch about, but I think this is his story of his journey going around and finding amazing weed strains.
Because that's what all the dots would be.
Exactly. So Jack Herrera, I think he was the Emperor of Hemp, is what his
the Emperor.
Yeah, exactly. Check his Wikipedia page and those kind of things. So obviously he was also a big activist, and that's how we all know him. But I think this was his journey of learning and that kind of stuff. So they're having a lot of good fun with the sticker. And guys, if you can see it on the backside, it is very clearly a sticker. It is not adhered to the bag.
Yeah, exactly.
You pull it out, you get a sticker with each and every bag, which there's more and more companies doing that, and I think people love it.
People appreciate it. It's something fun to do when you're,
Yeah.
And then, like, it looks different when you're stoned too. You like it, and then when you smoke, maybe you'll pick the bag back up and be like, oh, that looks cool or something. I've done that before.
So on the rating of this bag is tough, because it's almost like it's a bag, but it's a bag with a sticker,
right?
Because this bag could not get more plain. It's
we
clear
still
on
have
both
to
sides.
say, like, Mylar.
Yeah,
like, it's still a Mylar bag.
Yeah.
But
actually, this is just plastic. I mean, it's
is it?
Yeah. There's no the Mylar is that shiny, like, you know what I mean. Normally, unless I'm completely wrong, it just looks like. I mean, it's a thick.
It's just like
it's a
nice
thick.
Plastic.
Yeah, it's a nice thick plastic. But yeah, that's not even Mylar to my knowledge. Maybe Falcana could let us know if it technically is some kind of Mylar-esque plastic.
Yeah, Mylar-ish.
Now I'm getting very detailed on what does the technical definition of Mylar. You know what, Jeff? While you load that, while you're smoking, I'm going to be looking it up. But anyways,
well, so I have to say though, like, I like how big the information is on this bag. Like, a lot of places will put that in such tiny places, and I want to say that this one, right off the bat, the first thing I see is 33%, which is the cannabinoid total. It's letting you know that it is a quarter indica and 3/4 sativa in very big letters. It lets me know that the pesticides that are used are organic mineral tea. So that is a very cool one that I've not heard of before, and I will have to start looking at that one too. So I do appreciate that it has all the information
In the stick,
In
like,
big
yeah,
letters.
they have big letters. They've actually done some design work on whatever their label printer is, which is appreciated. Okay, so Mylar. You want to get super technical?
Sure.
Okay, Google, let's tell me about this thing. It's also known as BOPET and a whole
Bopet?
bunch of weird
Is it
words.
Bopet?
And it's exactly. And it's polyester film made from stretching polyethylene and another crazy word, PET, and used for a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, it is. These are not Mylar.
Got it.
From everything I see, this is definitely not Mylar.
So another uniqueness about it.
Yeah, so it's just a plain plastic, thick plastic bag, and so my feeling is once again that this stuff could get dried out very, very easy. I love the sticker, but when we smoke it, it's definitely going to tell if this stuff dried out while in the bag, because I know that we got these samples not too long ago, but a little ways ago. So a very good representation of what if a customer came in getting it on the shelf. I'm going to do this today. I'm giving the stickers on both of these. I'm giving these stickers 4 to 5 stars, and then I'm giving the bag 1 out of 5 stars.
There you go. So it'll go down to about 3.5 stars overall.
Is that kind of what you're feeling like?
I love the stickers. I think that I would buy it for the sticker because I think it's a really cool looking, very unique on each bag. You can put them on your bong. You can put them on like your pipe shelves and stuff, and it's fun because
and you definitely couldn't put this kind of sticker in a jar. So that's the one thing where I go, okay, I see what they're doing there. So.
I have to say, though, for the nose for this, the first thing I did when I opened that bag, I did it twice. I don't know if you realized I closed it again and reopened it, and I got just nice, a little bit of a sweetness behind it, but it wasn't much of anything. Like, it didn't smell like anything at all to me except just a little bit of sweetness. Even when I have it out, I'm sitting here, I don't want to break it open yet because it's a beautiful bud. Like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. But,
so I don't get a strong aroma.
Not at all.
Yeah, kind of light. Normally, you don't get as many strong aromas. Once I see those test results starting to get into the 30s, it just feels like
the terpenes are like blasted off at that point. But it's still super frosty. Like, it's so frosty.
That's got a great cure.
Yeah, and I mean, it wasn't crumbling in my hands at all.
That nose went in a different direction after that snap. So
snap!
So I don't know if that's going to come through on the smoke. You may want to crack it open again.
I don't smell anything.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely
cheesy.
Ooh, did you get that?
I got cheese. Yeah. Did you get that too? That was gross.
Yeah,
that was unexpected. That was very unexpected.
From when I first smelt it, but that actually makes sense for having that diesel.
Oh my gosh, this is sticking to my fingers.
Exactly. So very, very crystally. Nug structure, I'm going to jump ahead before the nose, and I'm giving nug structure and trim job. I'm giving the nug structure a 5 out of 5.
For sure.
The trim job is a 4 out of 5 for me, just because of kind of the specifically this nug. But on the nose, Jeff, what are you giving the nose?
I think my nose is going to be a 2 out of 5. The only reason I say that is because, I mean, I had to work for it a couple times.
Yeah.
I thought that maybe I smelled a little bit of sweetness, which is what I'm kind of used to with Jack Herrera anyways, is a light, like, kind of after sweet. And then I broke it open. Like, you broke it open. You handed it to me. I still didn't smell anything. I had to break it open again myself just to be able to smell anything. And even then, it was a cheese. To me, pungent.
Yeah, I hear that.
Pungent, so.
I'm going to go with the same 2 out of 5 stars on the nose. Very, very mild nose, and I think it's really going to depend on what flavors come through when you smoke it.
Me too.
So
and the harshness of it too, just because of the high percentage of.
Yeah. So guys, for the podcast listeners, Jeff is just about to take a big rip on this one, getting to the smoke. I apologize, Periscope. There's no reason why he goes out of camera for the smoke. I don't know why he does it. He just likes to go that direction. Just giving Jeff a little bit of a bad time. Nice big billowing cloud. And we're going to get the flavors here in just a second. But going back to nothing? Like literally, like doesn't even taste like weed. Nothing.
Like it doesn't even taste like smoke.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. That aroma is just.
It's very
burnt.
plain.
Yeah.
It was very harsh. I was trying not to cough into the microphone. I pull it over here because I didn't think you guys wanted to hear all the bubbles.
I wonder if the big thing is, man, this is shocking. If you were smoking this and I came over to your house, I'd be like, are you even smoking weed?
What kind of incense are you burning?
Yeah. Like I would not initially be like, oh, weed.
Well, so maybe this, I mean, I'm trying to just think outside the box, but maybe depending on the effects here, maybe that could be a good thing. Maybe that would be something that people would would buy it for, is that it doesn't smell like weed at all. So you don't have it smelling like weed in your bag. So therefore you can carry it on your person. It doesn't smell. You can smoke it out your window in your bedroom. It doesn't smell. I don't know.
So here's my thought, and this is not scientifically proven yet, but I swear to you I'm going to go do it. I believe that the terpenes in the nose, because it's in these bags sitting there drying out, that the flavor and that kind of stuff comes off. Like, it doesn't stay there because it's not nitrogen filled, sealed, all those kind of things. And so you would have gotten that more if it was actually properly sealed with nitrogen, or in a jar, that's totally sealed. And so because of that, that's what I think why you don't get any flavor, because we've had so many of these come in with bags. There's a little bit of a nose, but then nothing. But if we were at the grow when it was harvested, it would be
overpowering.
You'd just be like, holy smokes, that smell! This is a dang stuff. And so that's always the feedback I'm trying to give growers. Is like, guys, you are putting in so much energy and effort and work. Don't ruin it at the 1 yard line. And so once again, not scientifically proven, but when we start doing some more farm visits, I'm definitely going to be looking for that.
I feel like we should look back on these videos too, and then be like, okay, what did we get for like the nose and everything? Write it all down, and then by the time we get there, be like, hey, can we smell like your Jack Herrera? Is there any way that you have some that we could? Obviously, it's going to smell a little bit more strong, but then we could maybe bring them the bag and be like, this is what is in our
Exactly. And so
I feel like
I feel like retailers and Falcana, I know you guys are probably watching at some point. That is the thing. We're not haters of Mylar bags. It's just when that happens to your good product, that's what we feel. So Jeff, on smoothness, it seemed moderately smooth.
It was pretty harsh, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I got a lot of cough out of that, and so I still feel like that little bit of a harshness back here too, and so I'm probably only going to give it like a 3 out of 5 for the harshness.
Okay, 3 out of 5 for the harshness, and on the flavor, it's when there's no flavor, that's a 1.
The 1.
Yeah, it's just a classic one.
You can't do anything about it.
So it doesn't taste bad, but when there's not flavor, you can't give nothing stars. So I'm going to reiterate. So we have 1 star on the bag, 4 stars on the sticker, or you wanted to do a combo kind of 3.5.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're going into the nug structure was a 5. The trim job was a 4. Did you agree with both of those?
I did. I thought the nug structure was fabulous on that.
It really was
so pretty.
Yeah, it was great. And then on the nose, we're both at 2. We both agreed.
I mean, there's just like, it's very faint. We finally got it, but we had to crack it open. And I opened the bag twice, you know what I mean? And I was like, I think I might get something, so let me seal it and see if I can come back to it in a second.
I'm kind of glad for you that the cheese itself didn't come through. Why don't you load up this last nug also while we're talking about this? But the cheese when you cracked it didn't come through when you smoked that. I always like it when we do a second hit to just see if those terpenes are there anywhere.
I'm picking a lot of really red ones too.
Well, there we go. Yeah, try and get it all.
What I mean?
So anyways, Jeff, while he's loading up that bowl, I'm just going to once again finish this off. So guys who are watching and paying attention, smoothness was a 3. Not overly smooth, actually kind of surprising, a little bit of harsh. Sometimes that can be from the level of THC.
Well, yeah, it's at like a 33%.
Exactly. So it's not going to, how is that going to be super smooth? So not knocking it there by any stretch of the imagination, but then 1 out of 5 stars on the flavor. Jeff, and I love doing this to him because I always do, he just took a nice big rip. He's going in again. Jeff, did you have any price point information on this if we put it on the shelves? Absolutely none. This is literally, it's not Falcana, it's Phantom. We don't know what the price point would be. To me, with those test results, I'm assuming these guys are going to be at least
$11.67.
I'm assuming they're going to be somewhere on high mid shelf, if not top shelf. With the Mylar bags, it'd be tough to believe that these guys would want to price themselves as top shelf. But I could be wrong. Jeff, now that you took another big rip for the podcast listeners who didn't get to see it, what is your opinion on the flavor and the smoothness? Because you're not coughing as hard as the last time.
The smoothness is a little bit better. So that one, I have to say, I had a little bit of, the only type of flavor I could possibly describe would be like a little bit of like creaminess. But that was on like that second hit. That was the only flavor I got throughout the whole thing. Like, it really didn't taste like anything at all.
Okay, so we're still staying. There's nothing.
Like, it's just so bland.
Yeah, super bland and moderately smooth.
Yeah.
Was the second one?
I would say like a 4 out of 5 for smoothness. We can
Okay,
bump
so it
that
got a little
back up.
better.
So it is smooth, especially for how high it is testing. And I think that the effects are definitely starting to hit me. I'm a little, I'm feeling it very heady. So
Talk to me about the headiness.
the headiness, kind of like back here is where it mostly is, and I'm a little bit heavier in the head, like from the top of the eyes down, and I'm very spacey.
Got it.
But
For the podcast listeners, he did describe it's more in the back of the head. I just don't want to be
No,
they're
for
thinking
sure.
like, oh, it's all in the front. He was very much just pointing out the back of the head is where he's feeling it. So Jeff, backing it up just a little bit, we're going to talk about more about the effects in just a second. Is this a buy, try, or a puff pass?
I think that just because of how beautiful it is, you would have to at least try it, because it was really nice to just like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, that's a really pretty nug. Because, you know, with the whole like rec market and everything, a lot of the weed that's been around, like that was a really pretty nug to me. And so I think that if I was in the shop, I would be like, I like that one. Like, can I have that one? You saw the size of it and everything. You don't really see that a lot anymore. So I think I would try it, but I would definitely, no, I would buy it. Yeah, I would buy it.
So you're switching from a try to a buy based on the assumption that the price point
If
somewhere
the
in the
nug
10,
looked like the nug,
if the
that
nug looked like
yes,
that,
that's
so-
what I would, because that was beautiful. But then I saw like this one, the other one is kind of not like that, so
Yeah.
I don't think I would buy that. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
just
So you're doing
based
it-
on the absolute nug structure of this one, I would buy it because it was
Okay.
such a pretty nug. But other than that, like I probably
But also now that after you smoked it,
I
would
wouldn't
you,
buy it again. No,
Okay.
that's where I was going with that. But
Oh,
I'm pretty.
okay.
I'm a little baked.
Yes, I assume it. So the one thing that we can say is that the test results are real.
Yes, the test results
they
are shining
definitely
through.
Yeah, they are definitely pushing it out. So I'm just going to bring this back for the listeners to make sure that they followed that. Make sure I follow that. Based off of packaging, price point, the smoothness of the smoke, everything wrapped in. This is a puff pass, or is it a try?
Well, so my original thing is I would have bought it if I walked into the store and seen it and then smoked it. And then I probably, after smoking a bowl of it, would have been like, meh. And I probably would have brought it back and got store credit. So it must be a puff pass.
Yeah, so it's a return. So, okay, well, that kind of makes sense. Obviously, we always try and do the reviews based off of now that we've smoked it and we've reviewed it and smelled it, the things that the customer can't do. You know, obviously them, you know, saying like, oh, well, that's a great looking nug, which it was. It was a
Yes,
phenomenal
it was
looking
beautiful.
nug. You know, that can trick people into buying something. And what we are doing here is making sure that they know that what they're actually going to get in the bag and what if they should or shouldn't. So I agree with you that if your opinion now after you smoked it is that you would return it, that's a puff
Okay.
pass.
So it's a puff pass.
Okay, well, that's a little unfortunate, but we'll be moving on to the next one. But before we move on to the diesel tie, Jeff, any more on the effects? Anything that you really feel like going and doing? Is it like a video game, movie, eating, talking
Ooh,
with
a
friends?
movie and eating would be really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like just kind of,
What kind of food does it make you feel like? Like some with a little more rich in flavor, or is it somewhere it's like, oh man, no, this is like hot dogs. I've been craving hot dogs
chips.
lately. Ooh,
Like,
chips,
like
guac and some chips.
no, not guac and chips, like the cheddar ones, the ones that have the cheesy powders on them.
Oh,
Like
the Doritos?
Ruffles or something.
Oh, Ruffles or
Ruffles, cheesy.
Cheetos. Do you do Cheetos? Pigskins? Let's go pigskins.
Gross.
Oh, come on.
No.
Okay, you just
No,
offended a bunch of our viewers and
flashbacks.
listeners. I just can't believe you. No, I'm just kidding. So, anyways, guys, okay, moving on to the next one. Definitely seems this is kind of, I mean, it's very stony. It's kind of
Very
up,
stony.
Yeah,
Those
you
test
kind of
results.
the thing is you've kind of gone from like it's not quite giggly in my opinion, but it kind of is there.
Yeah, I'm
like,
pretty happy.
Yeah, you're very, very happy. So that's nice to see. Once again, I'm just going to grab the Jack. That's the one great thing about the Jack Herrera strain. It is just a great sativa. I don't know anybody who gets anxiety from it.
I don't have any,
And
yeah.
so I think if you are someone who normally smokes indicas, smoking a Jack Herrera, you're not going to ever have a problem. I think that's one of the reasons why it became such a popular strain.
Because it's a good one to try.
Yeah. What was the parent genetics on the Jack Herrera again?
It was like a Northern Lights number 5, a Haze,
Mm-hmm.
and then a Shiva. What was that? Shiva Skunk.
Gotcha. It's the one thing I'm just double checking that. I'm sure there's some questions out there on the internet always with a lot of these strains, but it's always nice to double check because I was trying to figure out if it was. Did you say Northern Lights number 5? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. I mean that is the thing. Jack Herer is a classic hybrid sativa, even though everyone just puts it in there as a sativa. It's not a true. It's not a landrace strain or something like that. It's not like he went and found something on his journey map and was like, okay, now I'm just going to name this me. And then it was just a raw. It was he came back, took plants, genetically crossed them, made something great, or somebody did and then named it after him. I'm not exactly sure. Do we know if it was actually it was named after him? He wasn't the one who bred it and then named it after himself.
We do not know that, no.
At least we don't know that. Somebody may know. If somebody knows, please comment, post in. Much appreciated.
Well, there has to be someone out there that knows it's the internet.
Exactly. Or at least someone
was
who
I right on the
know.
parent genetics?
It is. Well, yeah. It's Northern Lights number 5 and Shiva skunk, Shiva, and stuff. Or anyone who watches the league, you will know the exact Shiva. That's a big reference in that show. The nose on this. Guys, for those on the podcast, I just cracked the bag of the Diesel Tie. Once again, remembering that we don't review the bags. We just review the bags once, and we're not going to go all through that all over again. So now we're just getting right to the nose.
But the sticker
on
is
their
different.
On their Diesel. The sticker is also, once again, great for the podcast listeners. It is a chick kind of on a raft. Very artistic with, like a
really
dream.
Gorgeous background.
Like a dream
mountains.
stain. She has like a bird cage in her insides or something like that.
Oh my God, what? I didn't even see that.
And so that's the thing. It's very artistic,
Intricate,
dreamy, kind of making soft references to probably Thailand. But yeah, kind of fun artwork.
I smell the Diesel for sure, but I also do smell a little bit of spiciness in there too.
I see the spiciness is overtaking for me,
especially when you open it.
Yeah, before I start cracking this nug open for anybody seeing this, it is crystally, but they definitely left some of the bigger leaves on it. And Jeff, is that the same on yours? Yeah, kind of the same on yours.
Exactly.
So the trim job looks hand done. This definitely does not look auto trimmed at all, in my opinion. And so good job on the hand trim, but I do think maybe a little extra fluff was left on there. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 stars on the trim job for this guy. I do agree with Jeff that if I saw this in the bag, I'd be looking for probably a different bag. Even if I was even still going to buy, then I would be like, oh, well, what other bag can I see the other bags?
Yeah.
Pick my nug, which we love to do. So on the nose, Jeff, talk to me about the nose.
I really enjoyed it. I think that I got the spiciness in it, and then I definitely got that Diesel. So I'm excited to try it.
And you just cracked? Did you just crack it open? Because
I did, but then I put it back together when you said that, and it stuck back together. So
nice.
Then that's why I was holding it back up. Like, see, I didn't do that. So I like the nug structure on it. It's well cured. So
it is dense, even though it doesn't look dense.
I know,
it is shockingly dense.
It really is.
So that is interesting. Yeah, I say that we get to smoking this one. You should also probably even take that nug. Since I cracked the top where you get all the good THC there. Yeah, so you were saying, I would say this, I'm getting the spicy. I like the nose. I'm giving the nose 4 out of 5 stars. It's still kind of faint, and that's why it's 4 out of 5 stars.
Pleasant.
But it's pleasant. It's good. I'm wondering if those flavors are going to come through. Nug structure, I'm more in the 3. I think you said you were at a 4. If my memory is wrong, I do apologize. And then the just the nug structure itself, like I was talking about trim, but the nug structure itself, it's just so dense that definitely bumps up the points to me. You are definitely getting a well cured nug from these guys. The same great cure on both products, and so I'm really hoping that the flavor comes through this time. Jeff, any flavor on that? You've taken 2 nice hits. Do we need to go for a third?
You definitely get the spiciness in it.
Yeah.
It is a very spicy. I don't get any Diesel in it at all. It reminds me of a Thai girl, a really good Thai girl.
I was wondering about that because when you don't get the
really
diesel,
like
it
that.
does seem much more like a Thai girl.
It was a really just nice, really tasty, spicy. I don't think it was harsh at all. That was a very smooth hit. I would definitely give the flavor and the hit both like 4 out of 5 stars.
Nice. And so, can you describe the spicy?
Yeah, kind of like you took a bite of like some new food at like a kind of different restaurant you've never been to, and then you're like, that's really tasty, and you're like, ooh, that has a kick to it. So maybe
Is it
like
kick there right at the beginning, or is it more on the exhale?
it was on the exhale for sure, and so that's why I was like, oh, this isn't too bad, and then it was like kind of like, ha ha, I showed you.
Nice.
So yeah, I really like that.
It's like when you go, no, I'm fine, I'll order 5
yeah, exactly.
stars.
Like, no, I don't need a water, and then you're like, wait, where's the waiter?
Yeah.
I changed my mind.
This waiter is a horrible waiter. I need that water right now.
Right, like I really need a water. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. And then it gets really, really bad by the time you get to the water, and yeah,
You're just sweating.
you're just like trying to not be like, oh my god, should I just go to the bathroom?
Yeah, gotcha. So this one, once again, just reminding for the new viewers who just came on, 28.7% THC. So hoping to feel those effects coming in. I'm assuming, based off of their description on their website of these genetics, is that it's very good for depression, anxiety, pain. They specifically go out of the way to say that this is a 70-30 sativa, but you don't ever feel the anxiety. Are you feeling more of the sativa right now, or what?
Oh, for sure.
Gotcha.
I'm like so perked up. I'm very spacey. I'm like not really paying attention, to be honest with you.
I can
like,
tell. You've checked out.
I have.
You're like, oh, this is fine.
Yeah, this is fun.
So on the genetics of, and I'm going to back up on the Jack Herrera, we both basically agreed. Those genetics, great. If you see a Jack Herrera, we highly recommend smoking it. We think it's great. This Diesel Thai by Falcana seems like a great genetic strain that they are growing. And I'm not afraid of spicy, so I would rate the spicy. Were you giving the actual flavor 4 out of 5 stars?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So and it was smooth. Are you giving that 4 out of 5 stars as well?
The smoothness was 4 out of 5 because it was a little bit harsh on the exhale, but that could have also been like the spiciness.
Gotcha.
There's a harshness
Okay.
in some way, so then that's why I kind of was like, okay, well, I don't know which one, so I'm just gonna mark them both down.
Gotcha. So on this specific product, we unfortunately don't have the price points of what it would be out the door to people. If anybody is watching and they've bought Falcana at another shop, please chime in, put those postings down of what the price you paid was. That information is greatly appreciated. But in my opinion, the bag hurts me. The sticker's great. The trim job, the nose was better.
The nug structure.
But the nug structure was great. The smoke is great. And the smoothness is great. And the genetics on this are great. So to me, this is a buy. And that would be a buy somewhere between $10 and $11. That's my ballpark. Jeff, give me your opinion. Is this a buy, try, or a puff pass?
This would be a buy for me.
This would be a buy?
For sure.
Is there any cap out? Like, so if I was like, Jeff, this is $12 a gram.
Oh, yeah, no, I would puff pass on it then.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
So it's
if it
very...
was like a mid shelf, I would totally buy it and pick it
Gotcha.
up. If it was a top shelf, I would try it, but then like other than that,
Gotcha.
yeah, I don't think that I would pick it up.
Okay. Wow. So very
because, like,
very price conscious, and
Yeah.
that everybody is.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that you kind of gave that insight. This one with some of the other stuff that I see on other places top shelf. This would probably still be a buy for me. This specific strain because of the genetics, the smoke, the flavor, that kind of stuff. But I totally respect your opinion. And agree with you that there's definitely a cap out point where I'm not paying X for a non-Mylar bag,
Well,
and for the sticker, it only carries so far. So, but they are definitely doing something right over there with their curing, and I do think that the grower staff is working very, very hard.
For sure.
So that's just my opinion. So, Jeff, talk to me more about the Diesel Thai. and the effects. What does it make you want to go do? As you said, you've kind of checked out. You're not that interested in this podcast.
Yeah.
And you're just having a good time.
I'm trying to come back, but I'm still having a really good time because I'm like looking at all the pretty lights and I'm like, ooh, that pipe's really pretty. And like, seriously, I'm just totally zoning out. So it's very, I think that I would have to play some sort of like video game to stay conscious, because otherwise I don't know what would happen in the world, because I would just be like, ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that.
So do you consider that it would be too
spacey to focus on anything,
like even
anything.
So
Don't study
a movie,
on this. Don't
like.
I could maybe get in. Like, yeah, I could see myself like really, if you could really zone into a movie or something, like I could do that. But
Gotcha.
I might just.
It almost seems like this would be a great thing to watch, like a comedy on, or like The Daily Show or John Oliver or something like that. Or do you not see it because you wouldn't be focused enough to get the jokes?
I don't know. I don't want. I've never seen that show.
Never seen The Daily Show? Nice. I also like how you whisper into the microphone as if the podcast listeners won't hear you. They're gonna hear you.
I know.
Anyways,
sorry. I don't know.
Now I'm trying to think. How about Legally Blonde?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Did you see Saturday Night Live? They did the whole joke about Legally Blonde. That's where that came from. Oh, they did just a great joke about it. You will love it.
I would totally watch Bob's Burgers on this.
Oh, okay, there we go. There we go. Archer?
Archer,
oh,
yes. The new season of Archer, 100%.
Are you a fan of the news? Oh, man, dude, I'm having a tough time.
I haven't even watched it yet, but like it's like on the DVR and I want to see it and stuff. But like, I watched the old one first, because you have to watch the old season first.
I'm a huge Archer fan, but yeah, this season is first 2 episodes in. It's tough.
Okay, well,
yeah,
we'll
but you'll watch it. You'll enjoy it.
Well, either that or it'll take up space, and I'll just be like, meh.
Okay.
I'll watch it later.
Well, to get this train back on tracks, I think the listeners and viewers have definitely understand kind of what the effects of smoking Falcana's diesel Thai. Not a lot, like literally no diesel flavor, not anything in direct connection with like a sour diesel, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That Thai is very, very overpowering. And it is just a nice, enjoyable, light sativa. You're not going to be cleaning the house on this. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be doing anything you have to focus on. It is just kind of melt any problems whatsoever away. Very, very nice. So we have one. The diesel Thai is a buy, kind of in that high mid-shelf price point, in our opinion. And their Jack Herer, even though the genetics are great, it's very nice and stony. It's a puff pass based on the lack of flavor and the harshness and some other issues. So if you're looking for a Jack Herer, other people grow great Jack Herer, and I would recommend finding somebody else. Jeff, with that, anything else you want to add?
No, I'm still just feeling really spacey. Like, I feel like I'm in the clouds.
Nice.
So big smiles from me.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why we love doing the Chronicast. So, guys, you've been watching. This has been Chronicast number 43. Jeff is waving goodbye. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, and hopefully soon on Instagram. Guys, we go live at 4:20 every day, smoking bad weed so you don't have to. Once again, I'm Random Vaughn from Dank's Wonder Emporium.
And I'm Jeff. Live higher.
The lovable blood tender. And guys, don't forget, live higher.
Live higher.